Dear viewers, in the previous couple of vlogs, Team Fact Punch told you how the US defense contractors made a huge business from Afghanistan war. This vlog is kind of sequel to the previous two. Not all the wars are fought for Nobel cause. As said earlier, war is a great business, brings enormous profit while ordinary citizens' voice is bought via propaganda, a great tool for perception management of masses. Thanks to the electronic and social media today. Same goes with the Afghan war. The Boeing, Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, General Dynamics, and Northrop Grumman all took huge business contracts from US government in the 20 years long war in Afghanistan. Now, let's have a look at the worth of stocks today and what it was earlier back in 2001 when the war started. Consider, if some had invested and evenly divided $10,000 in those companies' stocks on September 18, 2001, those shares would be worth $97,795 today. The degree with which their stocks exploded in the market narrate the whole story. Here's how these contractors went bigger from the war, spelled out in terms of $10,000 invested in 2001. Boeing. If one had invested $10,000 in Boeing stock back in 2001, that would be worth $107,588.47 today. Besides commercial airliners, Boeing manufactures the B-1 bomber, B-52S, C-17 cargo jet, V-22 Osprey vertical takeoff aircraft, and F-15 and F-18 fighters. Raytheon. The third largest defense contractor in the world, Raytheon's long war stock return would be $43,166.92. They earned the business by not only selling the weaponry, but also secured training contracts. Raytheon earned up to $145 million in 2020 only, when it signed a contract with the U.S. military to train Afghanistan Air Force pilots. Lockheed Martin. $10,000 in this company's stock is now valued at $133,559.21. Known as the world's biggest defense contractor, besides the famous F-16 Viper, Lockheed is known for its Black Hawk helicopters, which have widely been used in the Afghan war. The same helicopter which US had to leave there at the hand of Taliban. If that military hardware had been transported back to US, it would have reduced the need of military hardware purchase by the government as well inflicted kind of loss for these contractors. However, a huge deal for the company has come from contracts for the F-35 stealth fighter, $12 billion in the current budget alone. General Dynamics. A total long war return on General Dynamics is 625.37%, at $72,515.58. For General Dynamics, the Afghan war was particularly profitable as the Marines' LAV-25 light armored vehicle was widely used. Additionally, GD has also provided communications, IT, and cybersecurity products and services. Northrop Grumman Corp. The 1939 company has made a total return of 1,196.14% at $129,644.84. In 2019, Stockholm International Peace Research Institute released data showing that it had notched up $29.22 billion. Defense contractors haven't been the only winners of the Afghan war. Big corporations such as DynCorp International, KBR and Fluor Corporation have also made a huge fortune out of this war. In the case of DynCorp International, a Daily Beast report stated that the State Department had paid $2.5 billion on projects such as training and equipping the Afghan police force. and that was DynCorp's primary focus in Afghanistan, too, although the firm also handled jobs like providing bodyguards for Afghanistan president. The U.S. Department of Defense has spent $3.8 billion for Fluor's work in Afghanistan since 2015. In addition, oil companies like ExxonMobil, which ship the fuel on which the Army runs, are just some to have profited immensely from Washington's lucrative contracts. A report published in many well-known newspapers about the procurement of uniform for Afghan Army. According to Bloomberg, the U.S. spent as much as $28 million buying uniforms for the Afghan military with camouflage patterns that didn't match the environment. But Pentagon officials said the design was chosen because Afghanistan's Minister of Defense at the time thought it looked good. The camo pattern was good for fighting in green jungles, but Afghanistan has hardly 4% of that sort of area. As retired Air Force Lieutenant Colonel Karen Kwiatkowski said in the 2005 documentary Why We Fight, American people who have a son or a daughter that's going to be deployed, they look at the cost-benefit, and they go, I don't think that's good. But when politicians who understand contracts, future contracts, when they look at war, they have a different cost-benefit analysis. That's all for now. We hope you would have enjoyed this information. Hoping to get back with another exciting, rarely told story soon.